Hello everyone and welcome to Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today on episode number 335, we're going to feature a really great house at 645 Kessler Reserve Courts. It is in a gated private community with topography and lots, and it's just magic.
It is.
It is magic.
And then the second segment today, we're going to talk about what does the co-chairman of Heritage Galleries have to do with the Southern Gateway Park?
Interesting times ahead. Let's see if we can get that right. So one of the things that we like to talk about is Market Watch. And Market Watch, we like it to actually correspond to the show. So we're going to talk about zip code 75208 because that's the neighborhood or the zip code in which this home resides in.
And so we always like to start with where is the zip code. So the zip code boundaries with this covers about 6 square miles. On the north is governed by I-30. On the western side of it is Hampton. Oh my gosh, Hampton. And then on the eastern end of it is I-35.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. We got that under control.
So this, it's about 5 minutes to downtown. It's a really great location to live in, especially if you're somebody that has to commute into the downtown area. It is actually one of the neighborhoods, it is really easy to bicycle into the downtown area.
It is amazing. So as of the end of March, there were 111 residential listings. And the price range was from about $208,000 up to $3 million, which seems 5 years ago we would not have said that. So it's really interesting to see how this neighborhood has begun to evolve. The median sales price over there for active listings is $554,000, and the median price per square foot is $289,000. Average days on market are right at 75, while the median days on market is 34. And that gap really is an indicator of some really extremely overpriced outliers.
And in pendings, in the month of March, there were 16 homes that went pending in this neighborhood that were priced from $295,000 all the way up to $2.3 million. The median price of those pendings was $625,000.
So when we talk about sales, there were 13 sales that happened in March, and the price range was $254,000 up to $1 million. The median sales price actually was $705,000, which is pretty high. And the median sales to list ratio was 95.2. And that's interesting because the properties that closed the quickest were the ones that were the closest to 95 to 99% of the sales price. And what that means is that if you're pricing it right, the market is dramatically responding.
Yeah, 75208 is a very active market. It shows that there is it's moving fast and you can get close to full price there as long as you do price it correctly. The gap between the average days on market of 75 days and the median days on market of 34 days is a bright red flag for a lot of sellers that you really do have to price your property well for it to sell quickly. But if you do, you are going to get closer to that 99% of list price.
So this is just a quick way for us to actually break down the data from our MLS. It's not based on fluff, it's not based on clickbait, but one of the things that we want everyone to know is that we can actually do this for an area that you're looking to make an investment, a school district. Whatever it is, we can actually set these parameters up. That's what we do for our clients almost every week, and it helps them stay in tune and understanding what's happening in the market versus getting that slapstick ping pong that happens in social media so much right now.
So let's talk about our house.
What's this house?
So this is a really, really cool home at 645 Kessler Reserve Court. Wonderful location. This is located right off of Colorado Boulevard. You are within walking distance to Methodist Hospital if that's where you work. We're going to get into some of the things in the neighborhood in just a minute, but man, if you've got to be on I-30, whether you're going east or west, you are like 2 minutes from I-30.
And people always talk about, what do I get to do that's outside? That's Dallas. Kid Springs Park is right around the corner.
Yeah, so many things down there to do.
You've got Stevens Park Golf Course down there. I mean, it goes on and on. So you can actually say, I don't know what to do, because you're pretty much, if you're not against a park, this is a great place to be.
So we also like to talk about what the locals love. And one of the really great things in this neighborhood is called the Zaman Cafe. And this is over on Jefferson Boulevard. It is really an interesting place we've been to for lunch. You talk about it because I think you had a stronger connection with it than I did.
So I got really intrigued by this because we went one time for brunch and it was so packed we couldn't get in. But what caught my attention is that I saw the pottery that we see right here on the TV, and it actually has this very specific face from when we were in Oaxaca. And I thought, what is this about? I thought maybe it's common. Well, upon looking this up, the cuisine is more Oaxacan. And I thought, wow. So they've got that really good coffee chocolate drink for brunch, but in the evenings it turns into a much more kind of like low-key tequila bar that's like the lights get dim. It just has a different feel. It's still very, very authentic. If you are looking for something in the Jefferson area to do that screams Bishop Art District, this is where I would go.
This felt very speakeasy cafe.
100%.
You walk in the front door and it is nothing like what you're going to experience when you walk through that second little door.
They have to be from Oaxaca in order for them to get this so right. That's the only way I can think about it.
So one of the other things in the neighborhood, and this is in the Bishop Arts District, and it's called Revelers Hall. And Revelers Hall is, as New Orleans, it is like a time capsule of New Orleans that has come to Dallas. Big brass sounds, eclectic decor, lots of energy. Now, they have live music 7 days a week. And what they do on Saturdays and Sundays is really amazing. From 2 p.m. until 5 p.m., they have the Revelers Hall Band. And it is the very typical big brass New Orleans style band. So they play inside for about 3 hours, but they end up moving it out into the street and turning it into the second line parade, much like New Orleans. So they encourage people to come out and follow along with them and dance along with them, and they head right on down Bishop.
It is a party. It is a party. And you were telling me that one of the things is that when you order food and drinks, that one of the line items that you'll be charged for is for the band, so that you don't have to go up in front, but that everybody's contributing to help make this a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, I think they only charge like $6, so it's not an oppressive charge at all. And I think it is what keeps it fair. Their menu is really cool. It's got a lot of charcuterie board and that type of
red beans and rice,
that type of food. So give it a try. It's where you can see the schedule on the screen. Just give it a try.
You know what? I just had a great idea. It's amazing. Zach, we need you to develop a group of ex-Southern band members, and y'all need to do a takeover. Y'all need to do a big old battle of the bands, get on the other side of the street and just blare it back and forth. You could go viral. I mean,
Check us the second week of June.
are you going to do it?
No, that's usually when it happens.
Oh, I want you to, Zach, Southern X's playing, that would be amazing. Y'all be,
There are a few of us here.
Yeah.
see? Bring those, anyway, we'll see. We'll do a follow-up with Zach out there.
The other thing we wanted to point out in the neighborhood is this is one of the very few neighborhoods of Dallas that actually has a streetcar connection into the central business district.
Not a trolley.
Not a trolley. Do not call it a trolley.
Right.
This is about 2.5 miles round trip from Bishop Arts District to Union Station downtown. This is a really interesting line because it's what they call an off-wire technology. There are parts of this that you can see the electric wires that they get their energy from, but this crosses over the Jefferson Street Bridge, and that is a historic bridge. Therefore, they couldn't go in and retrofit it with all the poles and the electric wires. And so these streetcars have onboard batteries that run them when they go into those sections of the line that you can't get the wire power from.
So if you're going to go to the Bishop Arts District, I think that getting there also should be kind of an adventure. When you have the ability to get on the streetcar, go to downtown, park down there, because sometimes parking can get tricky over there. Park over there. It's free. It runs till midnight. It has 6 stops. You will see the viaducts of Dallas, and if it has rained like it's going to this weekend, this could be an amazing shot.
And it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, if you want to experience Bishop Arts District without having to even park in downtown, go to a dark park and ride. There's ones all up I-35. Go there, jump on the train. You have to buy a ticket for that part of Dart. It's $6 a day, but you can ride this all the way down into Oak Cliff and spend your day and have a little drink and get back on the train and ride it home.
Then Uber home.
Yeah.
Depending on what you did. So anyway, all right, we hope you found that interesting. Let's take a look at 645 Kessler Reserve Court. So if you want to live in a treehouse in a park with a lot of birds, I think you should probably call this. This is amazing.
It is a fantastic home. It's a little over 4,200 square feet. Has really amazing drive up. This is on over a third of an acre. It is the largest lot in the entire subdivision. And they've really positioned this house beautifully with that, leaving that big old, I guess that's probably a pecan tree in the driveway there, and working their way around that to get into this parking space. Landscaping, the home is owned by a man that owns a landscaping company, therefore the outside of it is spectacular.
So let's take a look at this hero shot, because this is the family room with the fireplace. It almost has a sunken down feel. In one aspect. In another aspect, it feels like you're in a tree house because of the way the topography of the lot flow. But these wonderful windows and doors really bring that outdoor in. It is a very nice, oversized spot, easy for entertaining. And as you see here, when we pull back, there's a really great dining room. And one of the things that I think that was wonderfully thought out is the amount of wall space that is here that is available for art. I think this is going to be an art owner, dealer, collector's dream house.
And it's a really great combination of a lot of natural surfaces with man-made surfaces that I think just meld together very well. This is standing in that dining room, turning back around and looking back toward the kitchen, where you've got granite countertop there. I think those are stone countertops on the bigger part of the cabinetry. But you've got the big 42-inch uppers. You have one side of the kitchen that is complete storage, built-in refrigerator. It's just anything you want is here.
If you're cooking dinner for two, or you're having this could be the background for a cooking show, this is where you want it to be. The light is amazing because of the way that it sits from both directions. It is not white on white on white. There is texture, there's color. One of the things too that I think that this is so interesting is that in 2016, they had the foresight to put these two windows on the corner at the entrance. And it does a really great job of like letting us come up to the second floor. And so this could be either a living room, or as you see the current homeowners, they use it as their office. And one of the amazing things is the amount of light and access to decks on the second floor, which actually feels like a third floor.
And this is the primary suite. It's kind of a sanctuary that with all of these windows, you've got a door to go out on the balcony there. We're going to turn a moment. You'll see the two big windows that are facing out into the forest there. But you've got plenty of room to go out and hang out on the balcony. You've got some nice alcoves cut into this. If you see to the left where they put their chest of drawers, so it's not standing out in the middle. The bathroom is just spectacular. This is really well designed, well laid out, 36-inch high. Double cabinets, separate sculptural tub, huge walk-in closet, and then you've also got your water closet just right around the corner.
I think it all works, and it's very easy. It is laid out in a way that you don't typically see, which I think is really interesting. And as you were talking, this is the left-hand side of this picture. That's where the sink is. The closet is on the other side, and together they create this amazing pass-through car wash shower. Now, one of the things that happens many times is that in these houses, you can kind of see that the budget kind of falls apart and things start getting tightened up. That is not the case in this house. The secondary bedrooms and bathrooms have been done so well that they're large. When you and I were walking to this house, I thought it was so interesting how quiet the house was. And I know that it sits at the back of the gated neighborhood, and I know that there's a creek up against it, but it's still, I think it speaks to the quality of the construction of this home, that it is that quiet. And it's probably because these windows are, newer Energy Star certified, that are thicker, and they create this, great light source, but also do a great job of keeping the sound.
Yeah, and this is your fourth bedroom that we've seen. There are four bedrooms and 4 full bathrooms in this home. and every square inch is used really well. This is the balcony off of the office that we looked at earlier, and it's such a calming, quiet. It's just, I felt so relaxed when I was there.
You pray that you're a work from home homeowner.
Right.
You want this to be your primary residence / office because it's so exclusive and it is so serene. I don't care how stressful that email is. When you pause for a minute, take a breath and look out. This is off of the main floor, so that ceiling is where we just were on the second floor, as you see here. And it has, both of them have walk around wraparounds. And so it allows you to really like take in the full space. There's a sunken hot tub as well there. But you're gonna see when we start looking at this backyard, it's the backyard for the seasons.
Yeah, it really is. The Japanese maples are so well done and so well positioned in this. They did leave several of the really tall trees. There have been some younger but still mature trees that come in. This is a koi pond at the back of the property, and I mean it's just the outdoor is done so well.
So when we were talking with Zach a little bit before we got this going, we're like, well, what else should we say about the backyard? Because it has everything. I mean, you just look at it, and Zach goes, tell them how you'd use it. And I'm like, well, I'd have a party. I would have the biggest Derby Day, 4th of July, Mardi Gras, crawfish party. It would be known for hosting in this backyard. Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
It's perfect. So anyway, this is all just amazing.
You would have to invite all of your neighbors. Is the only bad thing.
Well, you know what? You know what? I was asking Melissa, what are some of the things that we should feature? And she said, tell everyone on the show that it is a tight community and everyone gets along. So if you're coming into if you're new to Dallas and you're moving in here, I mean, what a great way to have a small community that you can be friendly with almost overnight. You know, I don't know. I think it's a great house. We're going to take a couple of different looks from different angles. This is from us trying to show you how close downtown is. This is the cul-de-sac. You can see there's other similar homes like this in this private gated community. Again, this is the largest lot. It's at the back. It's against the creek. It is an absolute treat. I can't speak enough about what the house was when they bought it and what they have done to it.
So this is 645 Kessler Reserve Court, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2-car garage, built in 2015, a little over 4,200 square feet, priced at $1,875,000, which brings it in about $445 a square foot.
It's great, and it would be a great Easter Day present if you're looking to buy something that's just amazing and unforgettable.
And we want to say thank you to Melissa O'Brien for letting us talk about her listing today. And really, really appreciate it. It's such a cool house.
So check in the comments because we're going to give you a link to it. Click on it. There's a lot of pictures that we didn't use, and you can zoom in and out on that map. Take a look at it, what's going on. If you'd like to see it, please let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
Okay, in our second segment today, we're going to talk about the Southern Gateway Park, which is also now called Halperin Park.
And it is interesting because I think in the intro you were talking about what is the connection between the two. And it's that the CEO of
the
co-chairman, that's right, of the auction house,
Heritage Auctions,
has donated $23 million, which is amazing.
Naming rights, basically.
Basically. I mean, Clyde Warren
whatever
Park
it takes. Yes, whatever it takes. I'm so happy to see this move forward, though. Our official opening date is May 9th on the park. Backing up 2 steps. So this is a huge 5-acre park.
Monster.
That spans across I-35, and it goes all the way from Ewing down to Marsalis. And that, I mean, look at the size. Look at the size. That is a really, really generous sized park. It's being called a park with a purpose because I think it's doing something incredibly important for that area, and it's bridging Oak Cliff with what is on the eastern side of I-30 over by the zoo, which is never really. The zoo has done really, really well over there, but it's never really had anything that's like coming around it. Yeah,
it hasn't, and I hope that that partnership could be one hell of a symbiotic relationship that could really kind of help bolster, because What's that? There is an economic impact that they're projecting. Is it $1 billion?
Yeah, a billion over the first 5 years.
Which is substantial. So if this partnership does work and they're able to parlay this into different events, I think we could really see a game changer for South Dallas.
So the first phase is what is opening on May 9th. And interestingly enough, they've timed it where that is Mother's Day weekend. And so there are going to be a lot of events focused on Mother's Day. There's going to be food trucks there. The phase 1 part of it is the section that is from Ewing to Lancaster. So this is going to be done in 2 phases at least. But the first phase has state-of-the-art children's playground inspired by Treehouse in the woods, much like the house we talked about today. It's got interactive water features. There is a band shell for concerts that is going to seat 2,000 people.
See, and so here's one of the things that I think they have the experience from Katy Trail or Clyde Warren Park. And then they parlayed that into a couple of these forums where they brought in the community residents and sat down and talked about what works, what doesn't work, what would you like to see. And they published this really interesting list. And I thought that some of the most important ones that they did was that pavilion. I think that was number 1 on one of the results that most people asked for. The other thing that they were really talked about, and I have said this over and over, shade. Shade. And it can be trees, but it can also be from creative outlets, because I feel like downtown Dallas has done a really good job now in the last 15 years. We've seen it really change where the trees have come in and created canopies over the sidewalk so you can get to and from without being baked in the Texas sun. And I think we all know that there is no shade in this park. Like, it is wide open and
it is
exposed.
a concrete base.
So it has got to have it. So it's interesting to see them taking this so that what could be harmful to the park and turning it into one of the draws of the park. Like, this is where I can go to get out of the sun, where I can go to be in the water park.
And this is a nature-based play park, which to me, you were talking about, you wanted it to create a symbiotic relationship with the zoo. I think they have really focused on parts of that in developing this, because the zoo is going to be very nature-based or very nature-oriented, and so giving that direction to the park, I think, makes a huge difference.
So one of the things too that I really like, and many of the of the leaders of this have talked about the heritage and the diversity of Oak Cliff, and that they're calling it and creating a history walk. And I think it's so important. It's going to be on the 12th Street Promenade, and it will include interpretive elements, exhibitions that celebrate people and heritage of the Oak Cliff community. And I think that's a really good way of recognizing where we were and how we got to where we are today, and what this new park can mean for that and for the people that are learning.
Well, I'm really happy that we're about to see a portion of it open. The second portion will be years down the road, but I think the first phase of it is going to be have such an incredible impact on the city of Dallas.
So if you go out and enjoy it on, what did you say?
May 9th.
The 9th. Would you take pictures and tag us or send them to us? We'd either like to use it in our newsletter, or maybe we'll show it on the show. But we really think it's a great way to get out there and support Dallas, and one of the fun ways to see new portions of it.
And I hope you found this interesting. If there's anything else you'd like us to talk about or share our thoughts on, just drop it in the comments.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.